Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Marvel Legends review. This time I got the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. This figure originally came out in, I believe, 2022 and retailed for, I think it was $26.99. I know it was a little bit more expensive than the standard $24.99 that was and still is going on at the time, but I was able to find this at a local toy show that was in town for 28 bucks. So basically retail price. Couldn't complain. There are a few different versions of this mold out there. This is the original version of the mold, and it comes with quite a few accessories, as you can see. Let's go ahead and start off with the box, though. This is the old style of Marvel Legends closed box. You know, it has the 60 years Spider-Man up there, has the little Spider-Man popping out there. You got this on the side render. You got this for the the cover art of Amazing Fantasy 15. I almost said action. There's another render as well. Barcode, I don't know why you'd need it. But yeah, that's the box. Nothing special. Honestly, I don't mind this era of boxes. I know some people really do, though. Lighting is good enough. I have some figures in front of my light, so that's why there's a shadow. Let's see if I can fix that. Good enough. Good enough. But accessories wise, wow, he comes with a lot. This guy comes with so much in accessories. So first of all, you get one of these web lines. It's come in quite a few different Spider-Man figures. This one is molded in a translucent, like light gray color. That's what I would call it. But essentially, you just take one of the included grip hands. You can just have him hold it like this, and then you could hang this from something. So let's see if I can hang it. You guys can't see that on camera, but I think the best thing to hang this from is probably like a thumbtack. If you got one of those and you want to hang your Spider-Man on display, you could absolutely do that, and that's what I might do. But that's. I'm glad this is included, even if people don't like it. I'll always take an extra accessory, even if I don't use it. Speaking of extra accessories I won't use, he comes with two different types of web wings. I'll show those off a little bit more when we get to the figure itself. But, there's an open version and a closed version. And lastly, we have the hands. He comes with so many different hands. He comes with 8 hands, 4 sets of hands, none of which are unique, which I'm fine with. So on the figure, he's got his wall crawling hands. He's got his thwippers. And you saw earlier, he's got his grippers. And he's got a pair of fists. So, eight hands. That's great. 8 hands. So good. Alright, now we can take a look at the figure here and put on those web wings. So, to put on the web wings, if you'll notice under here on both sides of his forearms, he's got some cutouts here. And if you look on the web wings, they are molded to the specific shoulder that they're supposed to go on. Shoulder, bicep. But I believe this one goes on this side. So let me put that on there so you can see the open version. Pretty sure it goes on that side. Fit pretty well. And then trying to see with the other version. Okay, it should be this one. So here's the closed version of the web wing. Should easily go in. But there you go. Gives you an idea of what the open one looks like and the closed one. And here it is from the back. I'm not really a big fan of the open ones. Honestly, they could have cut off like half of this and it would have looked just as good. Because really, you want the web wings from here. Apparently in the comics it might be like this though. And, if I put on the other web wing, trying to remember which way this goes. Should be this way. But, they do overlap. So, if you want to have him with the open ones, they look good from the front. But, like, if you, squish him down, I just don't like the look of that. So I probably won't be displaying him with either sets of these. I'm probably going to do that thumbtack idea with the spider rope there, I guess. Spider web. Anyway, the figure itself, though, I really like this figure, and I'm having a lot of fun posing him around. Like, he's such a great figure to just have on your desk to just play around and have fun with. There's really, there's really nothing here I want to complain about. Visually speaking, he's a spitting image of the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man. I love the eyes here. They're not my particular favorite eyes, but Ditko, Romita, I think that's the kind of era these eyes are going after. He does have the big Spider-Man logo in the middle there, and it's not coming across on camera, but the black paint and mold plastic of this figure, it's more of a very dark gray. Let me see if I can boost the brightness a little bit. There you go. You can kind of tell it's more of a dark gray than a black. That's really the only major thing I don't like about this figure. Everything else is just a nitpick, but yeah, the black is actually a very dark gray. I don't know if that's accurate, but when I showed you the box art, I guess you can kind of say it is gray. This is definitely black with some highlight, but I kind of wish it was just all black rather than this very dark gray. This is like a Batman dark gray, right? But with that aside, one thing I do wish they did more with this figure is have some wrinkles added to the molds here. But I think they didn't do that so that they could reuse this body type. But I kind of wish that he had like the wrinkles on his ass here, or the wrinkles uh, like on the torso here. You can kind of see how the fold lines of the fabric go into the body. I wish that was on this figure. But what I love about this figure is actually the articulation. I feel that his shoulders and head proportion are pretty good here. Nothing looks too, like he's got too long of a neck or he's sagging his shoulders. This just looks like a good Spider-Man figure. Let me turn the brightness down. I just realized. There we go. Back to normal. But yeah, the articulation's great. We'll get into that. One thing to note is that the logo on the back here is blue in the comic. In this first version, they made it red, but they also made a retro card version of this Spider-Man that had the blue, symbol on the back. I think all of the accessories were included as well. So basically, you could get the original version, which doesn't have the blue, or you can get the retro card that does have the blue. I'm not sure which one is cheaper, but just depends on where you get it from. Yeah, legs are the legs. Nothing too special here. I was just talking recently, this prior Monday, about the Legend of the White Dragon figures having really good thigh articulation with the drop-down hinges. While this guy doesn't have the drop-down hinges, he's got great posing. Like, he can put his legs straight out. He can put it in a weird pose like that. He can turn it. This is really great articulation for these parts without drop-down hinges. It can be done, and this figure proves it. It does have the articulation I like with the hinge at the bottom and the ball joint at the top. I feel like this gets you most of the articulation you would want. A lot of good here. I like this. Lightning Collection has it. This figure has it. It's great. The butterfly joints, they're good. They're really good, but I don't know if they're better than the Retro Card 2020 Spidey. Like, this is him with his arms all the way back. And then with this guy can get much, much further back on that. And then, forward-wise, here's Retro Card 2020 or Renew Your Vows. I think this guy has a little bit better forward just because of how much bigger his shoulders are. And, this does look better when it's going forward, but backward, I mean, you can't deny that this is better articulation backward. But yeah, that's pretty much all the articulation that really surprised me. Also the head here, it's not on the like the dumbbell joint there. Instead, it's on the hinge swivel. So he's got a good amount of up, great amount of down. He does have just a minimal amount of pivot, but Yeah, I much prefer the hinge swivel rather than the dumbbell joint. I like this articulation a lot. And this is a great Spider-Man action figure. A couple of things to point out though, mine did have some QC issues I noticed, mostly on the torso here. You can see that there is a speck here that's uh, white or mispainted. It's definitely like a part of the plastic. Same thing over here. There's like a excess plastic. This one definitely could be fixed, but I think that this is molded in red rather than the gray color. It's also on this side too, although this is not as noticeable. Also, the paint at the top here is kind of starting to come away a little bit from that torso articulation. All of this was right out of the box too. None of this was at all from me doing it. But I think it's time for our size comparisons, and I'm excited about this one. So, the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man here stands at just over 6 inches tall, close to 6 and an eighth it looks like. But since I already brought him out, let's go ahead and do our Spidey comparisons. So here is the 2020 retro card, and there is a significant height difference. It's about, what, an eighth of an inch? So 16th of an inch? Like a 16th of an inch, I'd say. Let's see, other comic book ones I got. This is another black and red one. We have the Spider Shot figure. He's, using the Renew Your Vows body, so of course he's going to be taller. And then I didn't want to change this guy's pose, but here is the Superior Spider-Man, who is off camera. We'll just pull that back so you can see what he looks like next to them. And then we just got our live action Spideys to go. We got Andrew. We got Toby. We got Japanese Spider-Man. I'm not calling him Spider-Man. And I actually do have one more comic book one, but that's all of the like traditional Peter Parker. I mean, technically he's not Peter Parker, but it's still like the traditional Spidey look, red, blue with some stripes. But I also have here the Scarlet Spider, and it's kind of hard to tell, but I think the reds here might be similar colors. I'm doing a head swap with these two. Should work. Although I don't like taking off Scarlet Spidey's head because I really don't like his dumbbell joint. It really feels like it's gonna break. But let's see, is a head swap possible? I think that it might be, but this looks a little bit bigger. I'm gonna try it. Oh, that actually fit on pretty damn good. All right, so there's that does not look good. That does not look good. Okay. Oh, this doesn't look bad. I kind of like this. Just add some web lines. I kind of like this a lot, actually. I always wanted Marvel Legends to do another version of the Raft Spidey, but damn, this doesn't look too bad. I'm not minding this. Obviously, if you add the web lines, I think it would look better. But yeah, that's not bad at all. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Oh, and to show off the height of this Spidey, here is Black Widow for a size comparison. They're almost the same height. She keeps losing her gun. I think I'm just going to put that back in the parts bin. I think over time her hand joint just got less friction. But yeah, there you go. Just to give you an idea on height. Dang it, Black Widow. Stop. Alright, let me get all of these figures out of the way, save for Scarlet Spidey, because he's a usual suspect. A lot of Spider-Man figures. You can't have too many. Still looking for that Final Swing Tom Holland Spidey, but oh well. Actually, one more size comparison before I forget. Here is the Astonishing Wolverine from the 80 years. That's the one I did forget about. I need to reposition the camera. There you go. Now you can't see my setup. Alright. sticking with our 7-inch scale, G.I. Joe Classified Tiger Force Outback, Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black, the Star Wars Black Series Retro Card Boba Fett. I'm getting better at saying that. Now moving on to our 7-inch scale, we got our wrestlers. Here's AEW Unrivaled Samoa Joe and the Mattel WWE Elite 100 John Cena. The Halo Jazzwares Spartan Yoroi. The gold label Arkham City Batman from McFarlane Toys. And of course we have the Build-A-Figure Atrocitus. Let's reposition the camera just a little bit. There you go. Get them all in frame. So this is a great Spider-Man figure. Is it my favorite? If it weren't for the butterfly joint articulation being limited, and I think that this would be, but I still really like the 2020 retro card Spider-Man. This is just, when I think of Spider-Man, I think of this. You know, this is a great figure too, and there's multiple versions of this body mold being used. There's obviously this one, the retro card version with the blue spider on the back, and you have the Amazing Friends 3-pack as well. If you're looking for the red and blue Spidey, the Amazing Friends 3-pack is probably the one you want to get. But this one is a great figure, and I hope Hasbro uses this for other upcoming Spider-Man figures. And I think that if you want to get it, probably you should get it now because it's the cheapest it's gonna be, again, unless they make a restock or new figures using this mold. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this figure. Which one's your favorite Spidey? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.